Good afternoon, dear children. How are you? Are you watching your YouTube classes? So, hope all are watching your YouTube classes, right? So, just keep your textbook with you and just keep a rough note also and just a pencil. Just you can just do a calculations or just when I give some tips, you can note it down. Okay, so it will be interesting. Just only watching the classes, it won't be good. So for small calculations, I'll be giving you 1 or 2 minutes, so you can just do the calculations and we'll be continuing the classes. Okay. So hope all are watching your YouTube classes, right, children? So I am giving you the homework also. Just watch your YouTube classes, write down the notes and try to do your daily homework. It will be easier, right? So just we have given an introduction part of comparing quantities, right? So now you know what is quantities, right? How we are using the measuring unit for quantities for kilometers. For example, weight, what is the measuring unit we are using? Kilogram and gram and milligram, right? For liters, what measuring units we are using? Milliliter, liter, and we are using the conversion also. For ratio means what, children? So we are just comparing the two quantities by using ratio, right? Ratio, how we'll say 1 is to 2. How we'll represent that in fraction 1 by 2? If I'm saying 3 is to 5, 3 is to 5, write it down. 3 is to 5 is 2 means what is that? That is we are using to say a ratio, right? 3 is to, you know what is the symbol we are using to represent ratio, right? 3 is to 5 means how we will write in fraction? 3 by 5. 5 is to 3 means you will be writing 5 by 3. So 5 will be in the numerator and 3 will be in the denominator, right? So you know how to compare the ratios. And one thing what you have to keep in mind, the unit should be same. If you want to compare two quantities, the units of two ratios should be same, right? If I'm saying compare 3 liter and milliliter, what, whether it is same? No, one is in liter, other is in milliliter, right? One unit is in liter, other unit is in milliliter. So what you want to do? You want to make the unit same. So you will use conversion method. You can change liter to milliliter or milliliter to liter. You can change it. Then you can write in ratio, right? So these are the things we have seen in the introduction part. Then we have seen about percentage, and based on the percentage you have seen some calculations, some examples problems we have seen, right? So these are the topics what we have covered in the introduction part. Okay, now we will continue with the problems. Some of the problems we will be seeing today. Okay, children. So I hope all have done your homework part, right? If you have done your homework part, it will be easy today session. Otherwise, you will be getting confused. So just please do your homework. Okay, that is advice to you. Please, my dear children, do your homework. So if you have any doubt, you can text me in WhatsApp. I'll give you the explanation part. Okay, my dear children. Now let's continue the session. So let's see some problems, children. The first question is convert the given decimal to percentage. So first what you want to do, the given question is 0.65, right? 0.65. So you want to convert this decimal to first fraction, then to percentage. Okay, 0.65. So after the decimal point, how many digits are there, children? Two digits, right? So you will write 65 divided by 100, two zeros. After the decimal point, how many digits are there? Two digits. So you will be dividing by 100. 65 divided by 100 into, we want to convert it into percentage, right? Into 100 percentage. Now cancel it. These two zeros get cancelled. So we'll be getting 65 percentage. Okay. So we have seen like this some examples problem in the previous class, right? Now 2.1. 2.1, how you will be converting to percentage? Here after the decimal point, how many numbers are there? Only one number. So you'll be dividing by 10. So take out this decimal point and write down the number together. 21 divided by 10 or 100, children? 10. Why we are writing 10? because after the decimal point, how many digits are there? Only one. So 10. So if you divide 21 divided by 10, what answer you'll be getting? 2.1, right? We are not changing any values. We are just writing this decimal to fraction. So when I divide, I will be getting the answer 2.1. There is no change in that. We are not changing the number, okay? Just we are writing the decimal in the form of fraction. We are changing the decimal to fraction. So into 100 percentage, right? So into 100 percentage. So this here in 10 you have 10 will be guessing 21 into 10, 210. Okay. Now you do it. You have a rough note with you children. So you want to do it for 3.25. 3.25. Just convert it into fraction. Convert into percentage. Do it. Do it now. I'll give you few seconds. Just do it, children. So you want to first convert it into fraction. Convert it. Just I'll give you few minutes. So what answer you are getting, children? Are you getting 325 percentage? Are you getting 325 percentage? Are you getting? Just okay, I'll say. So those who got wrong answer, please check it. So here how many zeros are there after the decimal point? Sorry, after the decimal point, how many digits are there? 2. So we'll be dividing by 100. 325 divided by 100 into 100 percent. Like this we will be writing. And this 100 and 100 we will be getting cancelled and we will be getting 325. Okay. It's very easy, right, children? Just you want to keep in mind after decimal point, there's an easy method. Okay, after the decimal point, how many digits are there? So according to that, you will be dividing by 10, 100 or 1000. Then into 100 percentage, cancel it and write down the answer. Okay, children. Now let's see the next question is convert the given percentage. So there the question they have given percentage. You want to convert this percentage first into fractions, then to decimal values, then to the simplest form. Okay, so 25 percentage, how you will be converting to fraction, children? 25 percentage means out of 100 you are getting 25, right? So you will be writing the numerator 25 and denominator 100. So we have converted that into fractions, that is 25 by 100. Next we can convert this into simplest form. Then next we can convert this into simplest form. 25 by 100, it is we can cancel by 5. Okay, so we can cancel by 5. Those who you can just cancel it by 5, or else easy method, 25 into 400, 25 into 400. So we can cancel it easy. 125 is a 25 and 425 is a 100. Or else we can cancel it by 5 also, no problem. It will take 1 or 2 steps extra, that's all. Okay, no problem. You just do it for 5. Check it. 25 you can 25 and 100 you can cancel by 5. Cancel it and you just find out whether you are getting 1 by 4 or not. Okay, so whether 1 by 4 can you cancel it again? Whether 1 by 4 can you cancel it again? No, we cannot cancel. So this is a simplest form. Okay, this is a simple. Okay, this 1 by 4, can you cancel it again, children? No. So this is the simplest form. So again, 1 by 4, you cannot cancel it. That is known as the simplest form. Okay. Till you can cancel, you do it. And this 1 by 4, we cannot cancel it again. So this is the simplest form. This is known as the simplest form. Next, write in decimal, right? So 1 by 4, you just divide 1 divided by 4. Divide and write in decimal. So 1 is small number, you cannot divide. So you put one decimal point and you will be adding 1 0. So 1 4 is 4, 2 4s are 8, right? So 10 minus 8, 2, right? Again, already we have done a decimal here. So just write 1 0 here. So 4 5s are 20. 4 5s are 20. 20 minus 20, 0. So we can add a 0 also. Since no number is there, we'll add 1 0, no problem. If you're not adding also, you can write 0.25 or else you can write 0.25. Both also correct. Okay. So we are getting the answer 0.25. This is a decimal form. Understood, children? If they have given the percentage, and how we'll be converting into a fraction, we all know 25% means for 100 we are getting 25. So we will be writing 25 by 100. Next simplest form is cancel it. Just till you can't cancel, just cancel it and write it down. Okay, so 1 by 4 we cannot cancel it, so that is the simplest form. Next, convert into decimal, just divide and write the answer. Okay, children. So the next part is a word problem. Okay. So in a city, 30 percentage are female. So in a city, you take your Karingal city. No problem. We can take your Karingal city. And it is 30 percentage are females. Okay. So Karingal is a city. You consider Karingal is a famous city, and there is 30 percentage of females. Okay. 30 percentage are females and 40 percentage are males, and remaining are children. So what percentage are children? Can you understand? So take it as your example as Karingal city, and their uh, population is 30 percentage are females and 40 percentage are males, and remaining are children. So you want to find the remaining percentage of children. So that is not given in the question, but they have mentioned the percentage of male and female. Now you want to find, what you want to find, children? You want to find the percentage of children. So just write it down in a rough paper. What is given in the question? 30 percentage females and 40 percentage males. Write it down. Okay, write in a short way. Okay. Now, total percentage of females and males. So, what is the total? They have given separately male and female. Now, total percentage of male and female. So, total means what you want to do? Addition, right? So, 30 percentage plus 40 percentage. Females are 30 percentage and male what is they have given 40 percentage. So add it 30 plus 40, you are getting the answer 70 percentage. So this is a total. Okay, now we want to find the percentage of children, right? So now we got total 100 percentage. Percentage means 100, right? So total it's 100. In that they have given 40 male plus 30 female. So 40 plus 30 we got 70. So in a city, take it total 100 percentage, and in that 70 percentage population is given, right? That 70 we can split it to male and female, already given in the question. So total minus the given population, right? Total means what? 100, right? In that, what is the given population? This is the total and this is the given population. 70 is the given population, right? So 100 minus 70. 30. So what is the children? What is the percentage of children? 30 percentage are children. Understood, children? So in a city, they have given, I'll explain it again. In a city, they have given the total population. What is the population? 30 percentage female and 40 percentage male. So you know percentage means 100, right? So the total is 100. In that, the given population is 30 plus 40. Okay, so add it and write the total 70. So 70 by 100. So that is the given thing. So you want to find the children. So you know 100 minus what is given population 70. 100 minus the given population, you will be getting 30 percentage, that is children. Okay, is it clear, children? So you'll be thinking from where you are getting this 100. So percentage means what? Percentage means 100. So they have given the population in percentage, 30 percentage female. They did not give exact number. Whether they have given exact number in the question? No, they have mentioned only the percentage. So you know the total was 100 percentage. In that given population is 70. By adding female and male, we are getting 70. Now you got the total, the given population. So total minus the given, remaining will be the children. Okay, is it clear now? Understand the question. Okay, if you can't understand, read one or two times. Then you can steps I have given here, but you can write in your own words, no problem. Okay, just a model I have given here. You can write your own explanation and you can do the calculation. Okay, is it clear, children? Now let's see the next question. So here, out of 15,000 voters, so there is 15,000 voters in a constituency. So out of 15,000 voters in a constituency, 60% voted. So voted, those who have voted was 60%. Find the percentage of voters who did not vote. Find the percentage of voters who did not vote. Can you now find how many actually did not vote? So I'll read the question. Out of 15,000 voters in a constituency, 60% voted. So in a constituency, there are 15,000 voters. How many voters are there? 15,000 voters. In that, 60% voted. 60% voted. They did not give here also, they did not give exact number, just the percentage. So 60% has voted. Find the percentage who did not vote. So you can take it your hometown. Okay, where you are living, you take that, and there will be election, right? So you take there the total population and the voters are 15,000. Okay, just 15,000 people are eligible for voting. Okay, they are above 18. So you all know above age 18 only you are eligible for voting, right? So in your area 15,000 voters are there. Okay, in your area 15,000 voters are there, and in that particular day only 16% went for voting. Okay, only 16% have voted. They went and they have done voting. Okay, but remaining how many of them didn't vote, we don't know. We want to find out. Okay, we want to find out the remaining candidates who did not vote. Okay, but here they have given only the percentage. If they have given the numbers, easy, right? The total minus the given, we will be getting the answer. But here they have given the percentage. Now understood the question? Okay. Now write down what are given in the question. Write it down in a paper. What they have given, total voters they have given. Next, percentage of voted candidates they have given 60%. So 60%. So out of 100, 60% has voted. So percentage of non-voted candidates. First you find the percentage of non-voted candidates. So 100 minus 60%. We will be getting 40% are non-voted. Okay, those who didn't go for voting. Okay, lazy people. We'll consider them as lazy people. Okay. Now we want to find the exact number, right? That was asked in the question. Actually, who did not vote? Find how many. We want to find the number. Okay. So actual candidate who did not vote is equal to 40% of, what is the total? This is percentage. This is the percentage given and this is the total amount or total number. We want to find obtained value. Do you remember this one? Last class I have given you the explanation. We want to find the obtained value. So 40% of means what? 40% how we will be writing in fraction? 40 by 100. Of means into the total. Cancel it. These two zeros get cancelled. These two zeros. Now 40 into 150. Just do the calculation. 150 into 40. You can leave the zeros and you can do the calculation. 15 into 4. 4 5s are 20. 1 4 is 4 plus 2 6, right? Then here 1 0 and here 1 0. Just add that 0. You are getting 6,000. You are getting 6,000. Okay. So how many people did not vote, children? 6,000 candidates did not vote. Okay, is it clear now? So read the question and write down the steps and do the calculation. First here what you want to do, first you want to write the total amount. Next, what is the percentage given? Voted 60. Next, it is easy to find the people who did not vote. Percentage, it is easy, right? 100 minus the given percentage. You are getting 40. Now 40 percentage of what is the total amount? 15,000, right? 14 percentage of percentage total amount is given. So it is easy to find the obtained value. Just do the calculation and find the obtained value. Okay, children. Next one. Next is a new heading. Okay, till now we have seen the problems converting percentage to decimal, decimal to percentage, fraction, simplest value. Then all the introduction part we have seen. Next we are going to see buying and selling. Price related to an item or buying and selling. I think you have studied this in your smaller class. Do you remember selling price and cost price? There you will be seeing only the smaller values, right? Small calculation. Here you will be seeing related to this some word problems also. Okay, so just you take an example. You are going to a margin free shop. Okay, you are going to a mall. You all will be going for a shopping. I think you are very good. You are interested in doing that, right? You are going for a shopping. Okay, so you are going to buy something, right? So what you are going to buy? Maybe chocolates or dresses or something, whatever you want, you will be buying. So you are buying something, right? So when you buy something, you will be giving money, right? So what is that? That is cost price. Cost price means what? You're going to a shop, you are buying something, maybe clothes or something, maybe your video game. Boys will be buying video game, some toys, right? Girls means you'll be buying some dresses or makeup items. I think all we all will buy this fancy items, right? Earring, bangles. So girls will be buying that. Boys, you will be buying some video game or your toys or something. Okay, so you are buying something, right? So and you'll be giving some money for the particular, maybe the cost of that item what you're buying. So that is known as cost price. You are buying something and you're giving some money. So what is that? That is cost price. Okay. Next, you brought something and you came home and you were thinking like, it is not good. Sometimes we used to do that, right? I used to do that. Okay, it is not good. We'll be thinking, okay, we would have bought some other thing, and we don't want to waste that money. Okay, so we'll be giving to our friends or relatives, right? Sometimes we'll sell it there. So but you don't want to give it free. You bought something very costly, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, and you don't like that, you want to sell it. Maybe you're selling to your friend. You're giving your video game or your makeup items to your friend, and you'll be getting some money, right? You're giving and you're getting some money from your friend. So what is that? That is selling. You're selling something. That is known as selling price. Okay, is it clear now? You know the difference between cost price and selling price? Yes. So, the next one is if CP is greater than SP. So, what is CP? Short form of cost price. Okay. SP means short form of selling price. So, you brought an item for your cost price. Okay. You brought from a shop for 1,000 rupees. Okay. And you're selling to your friend. You're selling to your friend for 1,500. Okay, so here you brought something from a shop for 1,000 rupees and you're selling to your friend for 1,500. So here which is greater? Cost price is greater or selling price is greater? Here selling price is greater, right? So if selling price is greater means profit, because you got 500 rupees extra, right? You spend only 1,000 rupees but you sold it for 1,500. So what is the profit you got? You got 5,000 rupees extra, so you can buy some chocolate, right? For that, so 5,000 rupees you got extra, so that is profit. Okay, and if you're buying something for 1,000 rupees and you're very close friend, so you maybe you don't want to get extra money, so you used to send it for the same 1,000 rupees. So here selling price and cost price will be equal, right? So there is no profit and no loss because you brought it for 1,000 and you sold it for 1,000. So nothing you get. You didn't get any extra amount. So there is no profit and mm, no loss. For example, if you're buying for 1,000 and you're selling for maybe your best friend, you will be selling for 500 rupees. Okay, so it is a loss, right? You wasted 500 because you brought it for 500. Your cost price was 1,000. Okay, your cost price for 1,000 and you sold it for 500. So your cost price is greater and selling price is smaller. So this means loss because you spent 1,000 rupees but you sold it again for only 500. So your extra 500 was a loss. Okay, children. This is how you will be finding the profit and loss from the question. Is it clear? So there are some formulas you have to keep in your mind because these formulas you will be applying in your problems. So if SP in the question, given question, if cost price is given and profit is given. So in the given, note it down children, note it down in your rough note. If write the explanation and write the formula. Okay. So in the question, if cost price and profit is given, I'll explain again. In the question, if cost price and profit is given means how you will find the selling price? You will use this formula. Cost price plus profit. Cost price, cost price plus profit. So you want to find the selling price. Okay, and cost price is loss is given in the question. In the question, if cost price and loss is given and they are asking to find the selling price means what formula you will be using? Cost price minus loss. Next, how you will find the profit children? Profit means selling price is greater, right? Profit means selling price will be greater. Then only profit, right? So selling price minus cost price. So loss means which is greater? CP is greater, right? So CP minus SP. Okay, this formula I think you have studied in your smaller classes. Next, profit percentage. How you will find the profit percentage? Find profit percentage. But in the question, what are the things they'll be giving? Profit and cost price. Profit and cost price. So, what is the formula for profit percentage? Profit by CP into 100. Loss means in the place of profit, write loss by CP into 100. Okay, is it clear, children? Is it clear for you? Just you have to by heart this formula. Okay, if you know the formula only, you can do the problem. So today what you are going to do? You will be studying all this formula and you will be writing down the formulas. Okay, children? And next one, you are going to study about principle. I think this is a new concept for you. Principle and interest. I think this is the new topic for you. Cost price, selling price, profit, everything I think you have learned in your smaller classes. So what is principal children? The money you borrowed is known as sum borrowed. The money you borrowed is otherwise known as sum borrowed or principal. For example, you are borrowing a money from your friend. Okay, you are asking to your friend, so can you please give me 500 rupees? So that 500 rupees is a principal amount, or we can say that amount as a sum you borrowed or principal. Okay, so in some word problem they'll be mentioning sum borrowed. In some question they'll be writing principal amount. Principal amount means what children? The amount you borrowed from your friend. Okay. For keeping this money for some time, the borrowed has to pay some extra money to the bank. This is known as interest. So you all know, right? Interest. Mm, when you borrow money from some people, some finance you had, right? Finance. Some people used to give money, right? Finance. They use their job is giving money, and They'll be giving, for example, they'll be giving 1 lakh rupees and they'll be giving 1 year time to return it back. So you're borrowing 1 lakh rupees from your some finance company or finance bank, and but monthly you will be paying some amount, right? Maybe 100 rupees or 1000 rupees. Maybe monthly you will be paying 500 or 100 rupees. So that is known as interest. That is known as interest. Interest means what? You will be borrowing some money, but you have to pay some extra money, right? Each month you will be paying some extra money. That is known as interest. Okay. So what is the total amount? What is, if they are giving in the question, the principal amount and interest? So how you will find the amount? Principal plus interest is the total amount. For example, you are borrowing only 1 lakh rupees. You are borrowing 1 lakh rupees, but monthly you will be paying some amount, right? Monthly you will be paying some amount. So total amount, what is the amount you spent, you have given to bank? The principal amount, that is 1 lakh rupees, plus the interest amount you are paying monthly. That will be the total amount, right? Is it clear now, children? Now let's see some problems. So tell what is a profit or loss in the following transaction. Also find profit percentage or loss percentage in each case. Okay. First example, gardening shears brought for rupees 250. So gardening shear brought for rupees 250 and sold for 325. So you brought it for 250 and you sold it for 325. So here brought means that is cost price, right? 250 is a cost price and sold means selling price. So here which is greater, CP or SP? SP is greater, right? So profit, right? So what is the formula for profit? SP minus CP. So you have this is the given thing in the question that you have to write it down. Next, write the formula. SP 325 minus 250. So 75 rupees. This is profit. This is 75 rupees is profit. Then this question you are getting profit. So what is this? This is also find profit percentage or loss percentage. So this is profit percentage, right? Because this is profit because selling price is greater, so this is profit. So you want to find profit percentage. If it is loss means you want to find loss percentage. Okay, children. Now profit percentage, what is the formula? Profit by CP into 100. So profit 75 by what is selling price? Sorry, cost price. What is given in the question? 250 into 100. Cancel it. Cancel it, and when you cancel you will be getting 30 percentage. So profit is 75 and profit percentage is 30. This is clear, children? So how you are finding the profit percentage and loss percentage? If selling price is greater then profit, so you want to find profit percentage. If CP cost price is greater means that will be loss, so you want to find loss percentage. So for this, what you want to know? You want to know the formula. So first thing you will be by hearting the formula. Okay, children. Then read the question, write down the given thing, find out which is greater, CP or SP. According to that, do the calculation. Okay, children. Next one, convert each part of the ratio to percentage. Okay, so here 3 is to 1. It is in ratio. You want to convert this ratio to percentage. Convert this ratio to percentage. So first thing, write the total. 3 is to 1 is a ratio, right? Total part 3 plus 1. What is the answer? You are getting 4. So first you will be writing the total part. So out of 4 only you have 3 in the first part, and second part out of 4 you are having 1, right? So this step you will be writing down. Next you want to convert into percentage, right? So you will be multiplying by 100. So 3 by 4 into 100 is to 1 by 4 into 100. Cancel it. 3 by 4 into 100. Cancel it. Do the cancelling part. Check whether you are getting 75 percentage. The same thing. 1 by 4 into 100. cancel it and check it whether you are getting 75% is to 25%. So you have to check it and find out the answer whether it is correct or not. Okay. So first, if they are giving in ratio and asking to convert it into percentage, first thing what you will do, you will add that. For example, 2 is to 1 means 2 plus 1. Just add it. For example, 2 is to 1 is to 1. Three numbers are there. For example, if the question is 3 is to 1 is to 4. So what you will do? First you will add 3 plus 1 plus 4 and you will write the you will be writing the total and remaining the same method. Okay. Then you will be writing that in fractions. Then percentage means you will be multiplying by 100. Cancel it and write the answers in percentage. Okay, children. So the remaining problems we will be seeing in the next session. So remaining problems based upon the profit and loss word problems and about word problems based on amount, simple interest. Okay, children. So before next class, you have to by heart all the formulas. Okay, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session, children.